Okay, so part two, Shelley, and there's loads to explore with this, endless amount of stuff. What would you like to teach us, help us, guide us with how many?
Well, maybe wanted to speak more about when you're microdosing and how individual it is. So there's not a one size fits all. That's because it is mainly intuitively led, as we've already spoken about with our microdosing. But how important it is then to have your breaks. Like when you start microdosing, you're not going to be microdosing forever. You know, you're going to have your microdosing, and the optimal goal is always to microdose less. So you're gonna be on your process of microdosing, then you're gonna stop microdosing. You know, you can't microdose forever. But depending on the individual and the microdosing, the breaks are equally as important as when you are microdosing. It's like a hard drive, you know, when you start putting things in the hard drive, you have to then stop so that it can actually do its thing. You know, with us, you know, our minds are a very, very complex hard drive. And so everything that we're putting in to help heal it and correct it, Amanita's really doing the magic. It's just like, you know, when you're taking it before you go to sleep and she's doing the magic, well, it's just equally when you stop having her, she's still for weeks on end, she's still doing that magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
And
integration is such a thing, isn't it? You have to integrate unconsciously and also consciously. Because it teaches you things you learn unconsciously, but the unconscious
yeah,
things, it
yeah.
changes you.
Find yourself getting all these thoughts and these realizations where you could just be doing your dishes and you're like, oh my God, you'll have a massive
Yes.
epiphany in the middle of washing your saucepans, you know? It's
Yeah.
just so like, it's no set way of how anything is with Amanita. That's why you just take her hand and you go along with her. And it's a whole unique and individual journey for everyone, you know? So yeah, absolutely magical.
Yeah, if I share quickly a story. So one time I think I told you, but I'll just share that one. So one time the first time I took it and got high actually it was, oh yeah, sorry, it was after we met the first time. You gave me some for free actually, or I paid you. So I think you get free. Anyway, I took it at home and I took too much. I started sweating and too much. I started sweating
Yeah.
and that was uncomfortable. Yes. And it showed me so many things. The main thing it showed me was if I can overcome my resistance to the sweat, because sweat for me bothers me more than it does for most people, and that's okay. So I was resisting the sweat, which was making me more worried about the sweat that this Amanita was causing endlessly. So it was telling me, Harry, basically, if you can overcome your resistance to the moment or the resistance to controlling everything and just go with the flow, you're going to be all right here. Now, I didn't do it, but it's the key lesson it showed me. So that was amazing. And second of
Yeah.
all, in that time, my insecurities completely disappeared. I rang Greg, G-Man Phoenix, and we were just talking, and I was sharing my excitement with Amanita. And eventually it told me, Greg has a problem getting out of the country to Greece, and he's been delaying it through whatever's holding him back. He can't get out. Anyway, he had to do one thing where he had to contact his brother in South Africa to speed up the paperwork. And then through Amanita and his story, the Amanita was telling me, not me, it was saying, why don't you tell Greg to just call his brother instead of delaying things and emailing and Facebooking? Because Greg was telling me he never answers the phone. Why don't you just? Why? I said to him, bro, why don't you just call your brother? Maybe it didn't seem like it was me. It said it was like Amanita. And he said that's a good idea. And I said, you know what I said to him? I said, listen, we can talk forever, me and you. I'm going to cut the call now, and you're going to call him, and I'll try and call you in 10 minutes time. And if you don't answer the phone, that means you're talking to him. And if you do, then if you don't, so be it. At least you tried. So 10 minutes later, I call him. He didn't answer. 1 hour later, he gets back to me and says, Harry, I just had the best conversation of my life. My brother I haven't spoken to in ages. We had a great connection. And most of all, I'm now going to speed up and fast track. So my brother's going to help me out with the post paperwork. Me and him couldn't believe it. I know 100%. I don't mind if people don't believe it. It's fine. The Amanita, it wasn't me that told him to do that. It was the
Yeah,
Amanita.
yeah.
Like,
Speaks to you. She really
yeah,
does.
yeah.
She's a really like it's a very I don't know, it's very profound, isn't it? It's like you really think is you're really connecting with something else other than just a mushroom. That's why she's sacred. That's why I never say I'm using Amanita. Like never. I never use that term
Yeah.
ever. I also am acquainting with Amanita or I'm with Amanita or I'm journeying with Amanita. It's never I'm using her or anything like that because she is truly
Using
sacred.
her. Using sounds like taking, doesn't it? I didn't think of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Take.
Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't refer to a person or a being like that. So why would we do that with Amanita?
Yeah.
Which is to say that, oh, I would like to use Amanita. No, 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 don't say that.
Thank
we
you.
are saying spells all the time. We need to be really aware of how we're speaking about things. And that's how Amanita comes in and she puts in a whole new filing system in your brain and makes you think like, oh my God, you can actually think.
Yep.
You
Do
can
you know
access
what?
all these
Psilocybin.
parts.
Yeah.
I can resolve things.
Yeah. Psilocybin doesn't remove the insecurities compared to
Uh,
Amanita. I don't know
there-
why. Amanita just removes it all, depending on how much you take. If you take a lot or a mid dose, you'll find in just a couple of hours for the whole day. Oh, another thing, sorry, I forgot to say is that same day that all that happened, when I was coming down 8 hours after the trip, what I noticed was my mind went significantly quieter than normal. Now, my mind's
yeah,
monkey mind. Everyone's mind is monkey mind because of trauma and all these things. But I remember sitting at home and my mind went silent. And when my mind went silent, I could now enjoy, guess what? The silence.
yeah.
Can't normally enjoy silence. I need some attention on
Oh, it's
this and that. Like,
something, or yeah, fill up that space in your head. Whereas you get used to having that space, and it feels like peace. It feels just wholesome, and you don't want to cloud it up, you don't want to fog it up, and you don't want to ruin that peace. And
yeah,
so it just becomes a never-ending journey of protecting that peace, and feeling worthy and developing all this self-love from the mother mushroom, because that's what she is. She is the mother mushroom. And
yeah,
all that love, everything. Some things we might never be able to explain, because it is completely out of worlds, her healing abilities. And now so many people are becoming aware of this. Like, how amazing. That's no coincidence.
no.
All people are
It's not bad
connecting
for a
all over the
poison. Not bad for a poison that can kill you. Be careful, everyone. Jokes.
world. Yeah. Not one record of anybody that has died from taking Amanita muscaria. There's not one. There's not
Mad.
one. It's all
Yeah.
hungry. You'd have to take a serious kilos to fucking really like, and even then you're gonna have a dodgy belly, and that's about it. You know,
Mad
so much
though.
misinformation
Yeah.
around
So I
there. But
miss it,
it's
mate.
for people
Yeah, it's for
when
a
you start
reason.
diving,
Yeah. Hmm.
you really do want to have life presents you with the things that you need. When you're really serious, she will present the things that you need. And that's what she's showing us. She shows you how important your connection to yourself is, because you are all you really have in this world. When you're here, it is you. And when you connect with that, then you can connect with everything else, and on so much of a deeper level, and so much of a non-attaching way, as opposed to the mind wants to cling on to everything and keep it and dissect it. But that's no problem. That's just the way the mind is. And we have to accept it, love it, and move on. And just not become, too much in there, lodged in there. Just
No,
and
it's
our own.
literally heart chakra medicine. It's heart. We've come here to get out of our heads and open up. I mean, this is just everybody. We've come out here to get out of our heads from trauma and open up our hearts. And we can go about
Yeah,
life in the right way and taking action, getting out of your comfort zone, facing your fears in real world will do those things for you. But guess what? So will Amanita. Why don't we do both? Why don't we do
yeah,
everything? Why don't we face our fears and do Amanita? Like, hmm?
yeah. And she shows us another thing that people report when they dose for Amanita is that time
Slows down.
changes completely,
Slows down.
because
Yeah.
when you live head, time goes really fast because you're on speed up mode. It's like you're on fast forward to your grave when you live in your head. So it just seems like, time. And then when you start like clearing up from being too in your head and more in with your heart, time slows down. You have more focus for things. And it's just like, it's almost like time stands still. You're like, what? There is no time. You can become very forgetful about things, and
Time's a
you can
reason.
forget. You become completely non-mindful like that. You're not mindful. It's the opposite. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
so a lot of people report that about time becomes completely like, and then when you're dreaming,
Yeah.
it feels like you've been in bed for 10 hours, 8 hours, but it feels like you've been gone away. You're gone, because you have parts of you has been traveling to other dimensions, has been doing all sorts of things. It feels like a really, really long time.
I mean, like when we're kids, I remember when I was a kid at school, time went on forever. It felt like I was at school forever and ever and
Yeah,
ever. And that's not a bad thing.
yeah.
It's just as an
The
adult, it
mind
seems to speed up. Like,
got more attention. You put more, time is just everything is revolved around time. We have a clock in our house. People are constantly looking at the time because they know it's running out for them. You're not going to
yeah.
keep checking it. It's because it's running out. That's why they're continuously checking the time. But
Oh,
when you're
good
in flow,
point. Everyone's always in the airports and everyone's always
yeah,
doing this. It's an ego thing. I see it all the time. People are like, if they're busy or waiting in a queue, I always see people at the behind the queue go, look at the time like they're so an ego, like, oh, I've got only time. Fuck that shit. Like,
yeah, know the time, you know your time's limited when you live in your head, so you're always going to check the fucking time. That's why that is.
If you live in your
Subconsciously,
head, if you live in your head, you know you feel you're going to die. You actually feel death's a real
yeah,
thing. You live in your head, you think it's real. And I know I think it's real.
I
I've got work to do. No.
yeah, you're in pure reactive mode. Something happens to you and you just react, where you don't give yourself time to actually respond. You
Yeah.
know, where when a situation happens, you don't need to automatically just react. You know, you just respond, take time, internalize it, and then have your
Yeah,
reaction.
what you just said
Nothing.
about reactions is like projection. They're people that like the angry or trauma energy, they project out without they react without thinking it's the other,
That's
without
another
thinking it might
thing.
be them. Yeah.
Is I am yet to experience this. I've never experienced this, but after watching a lot of Amanita Dreamer videos, I've watched nearly all of the videos. This is one claim that she makes, right? Is that certain people, when they take Amanita, they can get very angry.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
would how can this happen? You know, Amanita is the mother mushroom, but can make some people really, really angry. And I think what that is stems from their child. It's that
Yeah.
anger of the inner child, you know, and it's cases like that. Certain cases when it comes to Amanita, they really do need really, really strict supervision and guidance, and you know, like for certain situations like that. And then for other things, like they say that Amanita muscaria is not suited for people who have severe bipolar or psychosis and things like that. But what they're really saying is that nobody can supervise it. You know, if you had, say, what Arnold Eckert had established, you know, his sanitariums, imagine if you had Amanita sanitariums like that, you know, where it was crossed with Arnold Eckert diet and with the medicine Amanita, with someone who is going to strictly observe and guide the whole process. I bet you can heal psychosis, you can heal bipolar, and you can heal all of these things, but nobody has supervised the process. And then people that are down in that rabbit hole are too much in their own hell to reach out and get that help. You know, we're all on our own individual journey. Some of us come here and they don't even want to heal, Harry, you know?
True. I see it all the time. I was going to say to you,
Yeah.
so I don't know this. So if someone's presenting angry energy, you could perceive it as all bad, but actually maybe, and my understanding is, and I might be wrong, it's not a bad thing. It's just clearing out. It's showing to the light what is inside you, and then it clears out. It dissolves. After someone comes up, it dissolves afterwards. No? Is
That's
that correct?
exactly, yeah, that's
So
exactly it.
in other words, if you see someone go into an angry child, don't mistake that as, oh,
You wouldn't
yes,
go
you can. They've been through some
and say,
stuff, but it's mean is they're healing. They're healing. Whatever
yeah,
comes out
yeah,
is healing. Whatever you
yeah,
see, right?
yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, a lot of people who run these Amanita ceremonies, I put my fingers because they're not legitimate ceremonies. You go to these ceremonies, they tell you you can't be, you have to have yourself healed for starters to go to these ceremonies. You can't be in trauma mode. You can't go because they won't facilitate that. Because well, then what is the point of working with Amanita if you're not going to hold space for people to truly heal? I don't understand that. You
Yeah.
know, that to me makes sense. I recently came across an Amanita retreat, right, in England. And guess what, Harry? It's over $3,000 for a few days.
Whoa.
What the actual
Whoa.
hell? I can't
Jesus.
believe that. You know,
Whoa.
there's people that are really just taking the mick when it comes to Amanita.
Yeah.
You know, as there is with everything. That's just contrast to life.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me
So
wrong,
it's
it's powerful stuff, but that's a lot. But considering the medicine isn't actually, because you affiliate with them too. We're going to get towards that at the end. You can get them anywhere around the world, but also I want to warn people that you can get different quality amanitas. They need to be done in a certain way, dehydrated in a certain
high,
thing. Yeah.
high always the best.
Say that again. What's the best?
High grade. Yeah, you
High
call it
grade.
high grade. Yeah,
Yeah.
so amazing. It comes from the freshest batch that's been picked. You wouldn't want to get a batch that's been picked 2 years ago because
Oh,
when you
yeah.
pick, it loses potency over time. So you
Even
need
if
to make
it's
sure,
airtight, Shell. Even if it's airtight, is that
even
true?
if it's airtight, over time it's losing potency.
I never knew
So
that. Yeah.
blitz up or anything like that, even more so, it's losing potency.
Well,
You need to make sure
that ties into nature. Like, think about
have
ancestors.
the
They didn't pack it and sorry, our ancestors didn't pack it 5 years ago and hold on to it. They found it, did the process and ate it, right? I'm assuming they just kind of saw it, they done their stuff and they ate it. They didn't wait around.
yeah.
So it's
Another
powerful.
thing is a lot of people have eaten Amanita raw as well. You know,
Heard of that? That's where the
yeah.
poison aspect, that's where we suspect the
Poison
poison aspect comes.
ibotenic acid. And recently I discovered that ibotenic acid is actually what makes the mushroom red. So when you top of the mushroom up here, see the red part, ibotenic acid is responsible for that. How
Oh, cool.
amazing. And then
Yeah.
ibotenic acid converts into muscimol, and it's muscimol which really is the spiritual side of things. So it's like ibotenic acid is really good for healing bodily things, and then muscimol is really, really good for healing the real inner things. And they balance off each other, and then one converts into the other. It's just like, wow, you know, even science will never be able to dissect that, you know?
Yeah.
It's it's
That's
just
nice.
how she works like that. It's just so diverse and so it's just massive. You know, even I can't say exactly how she works. It's just like, wow. It's so intuitively based as well. You know, like as I said, never weighed my doses. Always went purely by my body and soul and what, you know, I'm being called to take.
Hey, can I pause it, Shell? Just got to see my friend on the rifle machine. Yeah, I'll be 2 seconds. 2 minutes. Give me
Yeah.
2 minutes for pauses. Cool. Resume. Okay. We're back. Yeah. Yeah. So, Shell, is that the Baba book? Yeah, the microdosing of Amanita Baba book. Yeah.
This is the one. And it's literally, this is the only book on Amanita now that I would have read. But so far, it covers literally anything you think you'd need to know about Amanita. It's covered in this. And it's basically written by a Russian doctor who was very, very science minded for years until she discovered the healing powers of Amanita. And it's like, I think it was like a salve or something that she used first, but she couldn't believe how powerful it was, you know, that even her being so science based and everything, she just got into this world of Amanita. And so she conducted this study with 3,000 volunteers who all microdosed Amanita. And there's hundreds and hundreds of reports here of people's personal experiences with microdosing, and also there's charts that give you direct numbers, and I was just looking at it there, I'll find it, of like there's charts like this to show you how much of a percentage of people have healed from their addictions to alcohol and to like heroin and to stuff like that. And here it is now, I'll show you now.
That's mad. So wait, she was a doctor
Yeah,
and she decided after Amanita, you told me, I think in person, that she gave up her profession completely
she
because she
did. And
realized
the reason
Amanita
why
was.
she's called Baba Masha is because she would have gotten absolutely annihilated by the government. She had
Yeah.
to completely hide her identity and change her name, but she really wanted to tell everybody about the powers of Amanita. So she wrote this book. She conducted this study on Telegram as well. So she had thousands of people, you know, do these questionnaires on Telegram. That's where she did it. And she also did a radio as well. I'm sure I listened to her, and she spoke about how she was on a radio doing regular talks about Amanita. And it's just here, like it will say 26% people had positive effects giving up caffeine, 44% marijuana,
Wow.
31% nicotine, 78% amphetamines,
Whoa. Okay.
74% cocaine, and designer drugs like salt and spice, 88% percentage, and opioid and heroin addiction, 68%.
Wow.
Like, what? That
That's
is
nuts.
absolutely amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. So basically,
Yeah,
all the addictions
and
under the
it
sun, even the hard ones, the hard drugs, it's got a high percentage rate of curing, yeah, getting
got
people off.
higher,
Right?
yeah, higher rate of healing the more harsher
Nuts.
addictions, because
Nuts.
it really does go in there, take all these blockages out, takes all the bad things and all the trauma responses that we've developed in our lifetime. She removes them completely, and that's where the whole feeling of you feeling secure and not feeling
So,
anxious and
Shelled, coming back into subconscious, yeah? So obviously addictions are subconscious blocks, because if we could just get rid of our addictions very easily, it'd be easy. It's a subconscious thing. So Amanita works in the subconscious, finds out why you're addicted to these hard drugs, and then it must tell you a solution to get you. So it doesn't just show you you're addicted, it must give you a solution to get off it. What's it doing?
But I think mind is functioning at such a more optimal level that it's almost like you don't need to do that anymore, you know, because you are functioning on a better level. So you put yourself and your energy into other things that serve your purpose and give you better things, as opposed to just doing the same thing over and over again, which is why it's so important to start new things, get creative, do new hobbies, and you know, starting your whole healing journey. It's like a whole new you is being birthed, but really it's the you that's always been there. You're just letting her free, you know.
That makes sense. That's so cool. I need to read that book. Well done to Greg for winning it. Yeah.
Oh God, like, covers like everything: digestive system, nausea, no negative effects, 63%, no nausea, 67%.
Wow.
Like it just gives you direct charts with actual on point information that has been collected by real people. You know, this is like, it's just it's amazing. It's like this is like the Amanita Bible, you know, to me.
Yeah.
The Amanita Bible. Baba Masha is a legend, and
Baba
like
Masha.
she was the one who did this, you know. She put all the right information out there. She changed how we see Amanita. And this book will cost you less than €20 on Amazon. It's so like, it's so affordable and so jam-packed that this is my second one. I'm going to be giving this to Greg, and then I'm
You
going
left it with Ash, yeah?
to
I remember you left it at Ashley's house.
last one I left it by accident. It was no accident. Ash was meant to have that book. That's how I see it. Yeah. So I'm just looking, like just like Amanita muscaria and microdose negative effects. Like there's a whole chapter on the negative effects, which are very, very little, you know, but it says mental illness, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. I've received quite negative feedback from those taking microdoses with this pathology. So there's definitely something there with bipolar and schizophrenia, because you're even more so in yourself if you're bipolar or you're schizophrenic, because you really are locked and trapped in your head. And when Amanita shows you that, it's going to be a very, very helpful experience, you know. So I understand that. Something that pregnant mothers and those who are nursing newborns, again, I'd say because there's no studies, but then again, you just don't know, because there is certain herbs. There's loads of herbs that pregnant people and nursing mothers can't take. They would literally kill your baby. So you have to be so careful. There could be something in Amanita that doesn't agree or something like that. I don't know. You know, I've never heard of anybody pregnant having this, so we can't say. I even asked Amanita Dreamer the other day because I was really curious about this, and she said I legally can't say, you know. So I was like, oh, okay.
You talked to wait, hold a second. You talked to Amanita Dreamer, yeah? She's got that big YouTube channel, isn't it? She's the most popular YouTube. Cool.
And then there's a table here about the diseases, the conditions that it's had really, really good positive effects for. So we have Alzheimer's disease, right? 73% positive effects. We have chronic mastitis, 48%. COVID, 56%. HIV, 61%. HIV! Like, what in the Dr. Sebi is this? Do you know? Cancer syndrome, 43%. MS, 52%. Parkinson's disease, 45%. And chronic cystitis, I already said that. They've written that twice. Hormonal dysfunction, 47%. Libido, 43%. 12% of people have changed to vegetarian diets. Menstrual cramps, 52%. Migraines, 65%. And mood enhancer, 88%. Negative 53%. Neuropathic pain, 86%. She really does work with nerve pain. Like even today, I was having a bit of issue with my wisdom tooth here. So what I did, I just got a big lump of my salve and I just put it right on the root of it. And ta-da! After a few minutes, you don't feel anything. Completely gone.
Yeah, on the by the way, we haven't talked about that. On the skin, so Amanita is a medicine you can eat, but you can also make salve. You sell salves, yeah? You can make salve. You can
balms, make a lotion. You can, make a tincture. Tinctures are really powerful for
Isn't it a good bronzer? I mean, sun creams are correct for sun protection.
I made Amanita castor oil, and lavender, right? And this is just a heavenly mix. It melts on your skin as soon as you put it on. Like a couple of months ago, I was starting to get wrinkles all around my eyes, right? I could notice it really, really prominently. And after the last couple of months of consistently putting the salve all over my face and then going in the sun for the few days sun that we had, they were completely gone. The wrinkles
Nice.
completely, and my
Yeah.
eyelashes loads. It was absolutely amazing. It's called the magic cream in our house because we use it for everything. If you've got any sores or just even a daily moisturizer, like women spend hundreds on these daily moisturizers to like give them youthful skin, and it doesn't even compare to this. Like
Yeah.
it's just wow. She's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, and it works for
Cool.
pain. If you have really bad pain, put it on
Yeah.
it. Like,
Mm.
what? And if you make, I make like a balm as well. It's like it's basically, it's not made with wax, so it's not a salve, so it's just coconut oil with Amanita, and you can put it in your bath, and you just put like a spoon of it in your bath, and if you have really sore muscles or you have a trapped nerve, it will be completely gone after half an hour in a hot Amanita bath. Completely
Nice.
gone.
What do you put in? Sorry, what do you put in after? You said it
It's
Amanita bombs, you're saying? Bombs, yeah?
castor oil and coconut oil and Amanita, and
Oh,
no wax
I've
make it
got you.
into
Do
a salve.
you have them in your shop? Sorry, do you sell the yeah.
Up again. All the salves are gone. Sold
Oh,
the
they're gone.
last
Yeah.
salve last night. So I'm going to be making the new batch now, and I'm trying loads of new recipes. This one is actually going to be Amanita and shea butter, and really excited about that one to see how that one turns out as well. But so far, I know that the Amanita and lavender one is just absolutely incredible. It's really, truly amazing.
Oh, I might get some off you, the Saudi. I want to try it 'cause I got the
Yeah,
Amanita. Yeah.
and you, definitely.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. Uh, you
yeah.
know what? It's
It's
like a
really-
cure-all, isn't it? I mean, it literally is.
oh
These plant
yeah,
medicines
yeah.
really are. Like,
It's just amazing. Like 49%, it's healed warts and skin tags.
wow.
Like, yeah, like stroke recovery, 35%, sugar consumption, 48% decreased.
Wow. So everyone's got type 2
Yeah,
diabetes and eating too much sugar needs some Amanita, yeah?
yeah, 89% for antidepressant. It's a real nature's real antidepressant. 89%. Like that's
Yes.
massive.
Every time I take it,
Arthritis,
I feel happier, and I'm a happy person. I feel happier on
yeah,
it. I always do. I get my energy up, and I'm like,
and
oh, I'm
not
happy now.
yeah, and it's not because of a fake serotonin release or anything. It's you feel happier because she basically clears space within you for your consciousness to inhabit all of your body, not just a certain drive in your head. So you
Oh,
feel all
right.
of you happy, and if you are a happy person, you're going to feel a lot more happier. She magnetizes how you really are, you know.
Yeah, so true.
So yeah, asthma 54%, autism 77.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah,
Burns.
wait, Ab doesn't believe you. Ab doesn't believe us for a second. So autism, what do you know about autism? Have you had any clients or people have results show with
Um,
autism?
no, I haven't worked with anybody when it comes to autism yet.
Hmm.
Um,
It makes sense to me because it's a cure-all, but why would it do that with autistic?
because
So
it
wait, sorry,
works
tune
for,
us into autism again. Autism has
well, autism is basically, to
yeah,
me personally, I think it's like a stress response in the brain. So it
yeah.
gets stuck where, you get like,
Sorry, wait, autism, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Autism people are in their heads too much, they're not in their hearts. They're too much in
yeah,
their heads. So we know it
it's a
puts you in your
stress.
body in your head.
Yeah, it's a trauma response. It's done that out of self-protection. And that's
Yes.
why a lot of autistic people, they get over sensory loaded and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But there's something that happens there that causes this oversensitivity, which Amanita definitely expands that. That's why it's 77% for autism,
Yeah.
even a cold, 78%,
Oh,
cardiac arrest, 66%, constipation, 58%. Yeah,
yeah.
eczema,
Excellent.
84%,
Wow, yeah.
epilepsy, 77%,
Wow. Yeah.
gingivitis, which is
Gingivitis.
gum disease,
Gingivitis. Yeah, I've
54%,
got that. 54%.
54,
Okay, I need some more.
heartburn,
Take some more. Yeah. That's
heartburn,
nice.
53. Like, there's nothing that Amanita will not help you with. It's crazy. It's just
Yeah.
the doses are so individual, and you
Oh
need
wait,
somebody
and my friend Amber said
to know
bipolar.
what,
Shelley, bipolar disorder? You think you mentioned that
huh?
earlier before? Does it help bipolar
Yeah,
disorder?
that even in the book. that's the most reports have come from people who have bipolar and
It does. The most
schizophrenic.
common. So it's the most
So
common to help people with bipolar and schizophrenic. Yeah.
yeah,
So the
they get
easiest to fix in a way. Wow. That's nuts.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I- Is it legal, by the way, around? I don't think it is legal. Apart from under, what's the legalities of Amanita?
Legal in Ireland. It's
Yeah.
legal in nearly all countries, bar probably a handful. I know Australia, it's
Yeah.
not, it's illegal in Australia.
Yeah.
Thailand, I think, illegal.
It's
And then
illegal.
I think there's a few states and maybe just a small few other countries where it's illegal, but mostly it is legal.
Legal. Exactly. So we've only got
Mhm.
2 minutes left, Shell. Can you tune us in how we can find
Mhm.
Amanita? And also, it's around the world. Why should we come to you? Because I want people to use you with friends. We know each other. You're going very
Mhm.
deep, but you know a lot. You're going
Well,
to set up Amanita retreats and all these. Mhm. So
if
tune
you
people in.
come through me, you get
Mhm.
support system when you come through me. You can't get that anywhere else. Nobody is giving support whatsoever when they're selling Amanita. It's just give you your product and bye bye. You don't get a look in, you don't get a word in, they won't even tell you how to take it. There's no connection there. But when
Yeah.
you come through me, you get my personal WhatsApp. I'll literally I'll do up a whole plan for you after speaking thoroughly with you, your whole situation and why you're microdosing. Then we will come up with an individual plan that works for you and regularly check in with each other to make sure that the plan is going to plan and that everything is going in place. So it's basically you get a whole microdosing support plan for free when you come through me. You
Yeah.
can't get that anywhere else, nowhere.
Yeah.
And if they needed added extra assistance with ceremonies or anything like that, I'll gladly assist. I'll hold space for anybody that wants to heal with Amanita, and I'll gladly do it. It makes me really, 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 really happy.
I know. You're the kind of person that can talk for 10 years, and I'm not even lying. The amount, if I go back to my voice notes and how much time you spent talking to me for Amanita. So yes, you are an actual expert and you're growing in your knowledge. And I suggest people strongly use Shelley and go through her to use it safely, microdose, and my God, everyone, including myself, who
Yeah,
I have a load and I never take it
that
enough.
is with
We need to take it more. Mhm.
safety. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And not be scared. A lot of people come to me and they're so fearful. They're like, "Oh, it's a poisonous mushroom, blah, 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 blah."
yeah.
And it's like, if it's such a poisonous mushroom, I wouldn't be still having it nearly 2 years later.
You'd be dead.
It would
The same with the
be
urine
having
therapy.
so
Wouldn't you be
much
dead? The
energy.
amount you've taken already, yeah? So if it's poisonous, why isn't people that have taken it loads dead or ill or trouble?
No, all you hear